yes, that's what I should say, because it's the Goo Morning Zyathé Holiday Season Edition. Yes. Is that not marvelous? Mendy, say hello.
Hello. I'm sorry. I just did like this behind the camera, but you couldn't see me because I'm a mess right now.
All right, I'm going to talk about the hat again. So
we're going to do the hat again.
Hat. Yes.
Okay, yes. Basically, the point was I was late this morning because I spent too much time blow drying my hair. And so I didn't want to get hat hair because I had, put so much effort into the hair. And so I decided to wear a little dinky hat, and then Alphinius made a snarky comment, which you can go ahead and make again.
This is why I do not like hats. I do not like hats because of hat hair. This is the problem, right? It squishes it all down, makes it all flat, and you look very strange, especially when you don't have a lot of hair left on the top, right? You got to kind of keep it fluffy.
I mean, I can make you a small hat. I can make you a small hat like mine.
I want a small hat.
And then there's no hat hair.
Someday we will do this for charity, but not until, right? But we're talking about doing a little secret Christmas Eve stream. Camera Mandy and I will probably do that from our homes, not from the studio. But we will see about that. Yes,
this is the first time, by the way, I'm hearing about this Christmas Eve stream. But with that said, we can make that happen.
And also, everyone, so we're going to do a little bit of gift giving today. Some very special giveaways over the course of the marvelous stream that we have planned for you today. So it should be a lot of fun and exciting. And of course, in the world of Zyathé, we are in the time called Winter's Dance, which is basically a 2-week celebration, right? This weekly thing, which is an 8-day weeks, and we're talking about the cosmology and the keeping of time and all of that stuff as part of this deal. So it's perfect to talk about Winter's Dance, right? So Winter's Dance is like Christmas or Hanukkah on steroids. Well, maybe more like Hanukkah, honestly, than Christmas, because it really takes place over this period of about 16 days and includes the new annum, right? The new annum and all of that stuff and the celebration that goes on with that. And people have parties and they gift gifts and there's all kinds of celebrations and all of these things that happen during Winter's Dance. And it is a marvelous time. So we are excited to be in Winter's Dance. Of course, this is also the time where we have cursed Winter's Dance ornaments.
They're saying that they can hear you, but your mic, can you?
I'm testing my mic.
Okay, now you're much better.
Well, I have to move it up if I'm going to do that. This is down where it normally is.
I boosted your audio.
Oh, you boosted. All right. Well, typically, Camera Mandy, you have yourself much more volumized than I.
Yeah,
right?
what I did here, because it was so last minute, is that I turned myself down, but in fact, I turned you down. And so I was, but now I'm turning myself down.
Am I supposed to start again?
No, we're fine. We're fine. Anyway.
Can you all hear me now?
Yeah. You guys let us know if the audio mix is good, if I'm too loud, if he's too quiet, and we will keep going.
All right.
Hey, by the way, I opened up the first giveaway.
Okay, so the first giveaway.
It's #Winter's Dance, lowercase.
#Winter's Dance, lowercase. And there's going to be a number of them today. So this first one is an autographed copy of A Strangely Gooey Holiday. So these gifts you can see are not going to be like weak gifts. These are like, they're not getting cold right now, right, Camera Mandy? So an autographed copy of Strangely Gooey Holiday. So even if you have one, this is one you can put away and save for posterity, because even though it's worth not a whole lot, you never know. Anyway, that is our first one. So #Winter's Dance, all one word, WINTERS DANCE.
Hold on. Is it actually? Oh, hold on 1 second.
Camera Mandy.
No, it should be open, but it's not. It's not processing.
Open? It's not processing.
Hold on, everyone. Oh wait, no, it is processing.
It is processing. Camera Mandy.
Wait, what is?
Were you drinking last night?
No, I was babysitting.
Oh, babysitting, that causes drinking. Yes, we all know about this, right?
Okay, I just am trying to make sure that it's actually. Hold on 1 second.
What am I? Oh, you want me to hold on? Should I
no,
talk,
no. I just want to make sure that is.
Listen, while she's doing this, we'll figure it out.
Hold on. Okay, I have to start this again. I'm so sorry.
Friends, we are going to start again. So even if you put it in again. #Winter's
Hold on, not yet. I'm opening it again.
Not yet.
There we go.
Hold on. Wait, not yet.
Okay,
not
now.
yet. 3, 2, 1. Now you can put in #Winter's Dance, WINTERS DANCE, to have a chance to win a free autographed copy of Strangely Gooey holiday.
Yes.
Happy holidays to you all. I hope you are having a marvelous winter's dance. Yes, cameraman.
Now, I need to stipulate this. Our prize form is currently not working. And so if you do win and you have not filled out our prize form, you will have to send me your information.
We are a mess right now. We are just a complete mess. All right, so
Well,
this is important. If you win and you have not done the prize form thing that Camera Mandy set up to make her life a lot easier because of all these hashtag handles and all of this craziness that goes on all the time, right? She made this prize form thing, which works great, except for it's not working.
Well, it's because of the website reboot.
Yes.
We're, you know, it's because of we redid the website. We're still getting the rest of the website up. Blah 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 blah.
And
Anyway.
don't forget, we're doing our sale right now, and it's a good sale. There's all kinds of stuff. You can even pre-order Darkenhaven and Gloomport if you did not get those, and get those at a significant discount. $200 for both of them, where that normally would be $240. And those are really coming together right now. So check that out. You can get Spawn of Zanvichu. I got news to talk about today on the show about that. I've got to talk about the Zion Dune and the peoples of the Zion Dune, which is very exciting. And we have, of course, social media, which we love doing, which is so much fun. Do you want to start with that, cameraman?
Yes, indeed. Also, just so you guys know, we're having these weird power flickers right now. It won't turn off the computer, we have learned, but it turns off Alphinius's monitor.
The TV goes on and off and on and off.
Yeah,
yes,
so... You know, I hope you find this all, like, endearing. It's like, look at this, like, ragtag Gooey Cube team. They're doing their best.
Doing their best.
Yes.
I need to smoke something.
Seriously. All right, hold on. I have to do one thing really quickly. So
That's good. I'll keep talking about the
keep
show.
Talking. Yes.
So we are going to do a couple of really special giveaways today as a thank you to all of you all for your friendship and your support and all of that stuff. I've got some wonderful news. I spent yesterday talking with Luke Gygax, and Guys and Gax is getting really starting to be special, and we are going to probably do a Kickstarter for that right in the early part of February to latter part of February. Our goal is to have Darkenhaven fully published before we do that, so that that really we have almost nothing left from the previous Kickstarter, so everybody feels good that we're taking care of them before we go off and do another one, right? And of course, we'll be working on the Gloomport at the same time. It's just trying to get them out as they go. So, Spawn of Zanvichu, this is the weekend, the final weekend where I'm doing my final review of the Spawn of Zanvichu. It is magnificent. I wanted to do a little preview of it, and I think I'm going to do that on the Christmas Eve special so that people can see that. It'll have a little bit of spoilers in it, but I'm going to do my best not to do too much spoiling. Okay, Camera Mandy?
Sounds good.
So this is all coming up. So our hope is, we thought we were going to drop them on Friday, but our hope is to drop the digitals for Spawn of Zanvichu on Monday. We will see. If we're not quite there, if we got to clean it up, it'll be Tuesday. But we are very, very close. This is a wonderful box set. It's magnificent dungeon crawl. It has got all kinds of really interesting things, wonderful artworks, and it is going to blow your mind. Yes, I believe that in my heart of hearts. Fantastic little adventure, yes? So, and we had wonderful people working on that. We had Kevin working on that with AJ, and Jim gave a little bit of help, and we had, it was just wonderful. It's just a magnificent little adventure that I think maybe not so little. So anyway, okay. Oh, you put this up for me first, so I could actually see the little monitor.
Yeah, as you actually talk about it. This is one of the images for chapter 5, or
so, no, it is not.
You said because it was a question mark. So what is going on here? Are you going through your monster log of art?
There might be a little thing in this, perhaps, but there might not be, because we did some changing to the artworks for the Cambions, and so this was original, and I'm actually thinking this is going to be something different as we go forward, and I'm kind of excited to see how it goes as we finish off Spawn of Zanvichu. So I'm looking at 2 different artworks. We'll see what pops up. All right, what's next, cameraman?
Oh, speaking of monsters, just so you know, we still need to get the Churka contest judged, but I got an email from Carrie with her choices.
Yes.
And her argument was that there were so many good ones that we should pick one winner for the Churka and then use a bunch of the other ideas.
Others.
Yes, just renaming them something else, because there was a lot of good monster ideas.
And we could do that if they want to, if folks want to. We got to reach out to all of y'all who did that. But we're going to reach out to you, because what we'll do is we'll consider it a submission, as if you made a monster submission for Monstrica. And then what we'll do is we'll give you your artwork, especially your special print of your artwork of your monster as your reward, which is magnificent. I mean, we literally, I can't tell you, Monstrica, you know, when we get to this time next year and we get that started, Monstrica is going to be a relatively quick turn because we have some hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of monster illustrations, magnificent monster illustrations that have been done for Monstrica, for Verdestia, that are just fantastic. I can't wait for you to see them. And I'm sure it'll inspire Harry to all kinds of craziness. All right, what's next, Cameraman D?
Okay. There's support for this in the chat, by the way. Okay. Next up. Okay, we're going to just start going through stuff real quick.
Okay. Now, because the thing is going on and off, you got to help me.
I know, because we're having like crazy flickering. They are saying in the chat it's Goober. Goober has gotten into the electronics again.
Yes, Goober, the little goo. Yes.
Okay, so this is a cute little video that Pam posted. It is
wonderful.
Yes, and what it is somebody using training Lord of the Rings. It's like a video of him exercising, and like in the picture that I have up here, the screenshot, he has like this large backpack on, and it says training to assault the tower of what is that, Cirith Ungol?
Yes, and of course I remembered Gimli running. Dwarves are wasted over long distances, natural sprinters. Yes, that kind of thing.
Yes, so indeed.
It was funny. It's worth looking at.
Yeah, there's a whole few things that he does. It's super cute. Okay, next up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Todd, and we're actually talking with Todd about having him on the show to come talk about his own dungeon builds.
Indeed, because everybody loved Paul's stuff, and so and Todd's been putting these up, and Todd, of course, has his own Facebook thing where there are all kinds of people put up terrain. I've posted there myself. And we're thinking about having Todd on. We think folks liked it. Folks liked Paul a lot, so we're thinking about.
Paul's in the chat. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul. Hello,
we
my
appreciate
friend. Good to see you. Yes, indeed.
I'm loving seeing more of these dungeon builds come up. You know, they're just good inspiration. And one thing that I think both Todd and Paul do is that they post up videos of their builds, so that way you can get inspired by it. And that kind of ties into what we are doing with the Book of Dungeons, where the Dungeon of Dunix is going to be featured in that tome of dungeons. And just the idea being that you could take inspiration from what other GMs have done.
Indeed.
And think about rooms and think about different things that you can do.
Indeed. We are very excited to see how this goes. So, Todd, we hope to see you soon here on Goo Morning Zyathé after the holidays.
Okay, sorry. Paul says, need to know if there's mithril in Zyathé. I'm sorry, I missed this comment. If you guys had any questions above, I was so distracted trying to get everything in order that I wasn't able to read them.
No. So we have a lot of interesting metals, and mithril is one of them. We have mitrium and mystium. We have ceric iron, dark iron. There are quite a number of them, which as we move forward with the various things that we are doing, we do want to do a flora and fauna supplement. I don't know if that'll be actually published or something that people would just download, because we have a lot of things that we've already identified, and they're in the glossary. And so which is another thing that we're going to publish here next year in the hopefully first quarter, is our most extensive glossary, right? We already did one. We're doing one that is much more expanded. So yes, there is mithril indeed in the world of Zyathé.
I'm just reminding everyone, if you're just joining us, we have a giveaway right now for a signed Strangely Gooey holiday. #Winter's Dance in Twitch.
Yes, and that's the first giveaway. We're going to do a couple of more today for a celebration of this marvelous holiday season in Zyathé. We call it Winter's Dance.
Speaking of holiday season, I currently have up Harry's adorable holiday dwarf with a cigar.
Yes, with the cigar. He's magnificent. Yes, and he has the 2 candy canes, which I noted, of course. Look, it came up, actually. I can actually see it
I feel like they're weapons, like candy cane
weapons. No,
weapons.
they're +3. Each one of them is +3. In fact, one of them might be a Vorpal candy cane. Yes, you grab around the neck and that's it. Yes, cut off. The Vorpal candy cane with snicker snack, so to speak. Yes, and those of you who know what I'm talking about, you're old.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's from Alice in Wonderland, and it is the Jabberwock, right? And the Vorpal blade with snicker snack, and that's how the Jabberwock was slain. His head was cut off.
Paul knows. Paul knows what's
well
up.
done, Paul. Yes, we are all together. Yes.
Okay.
All right, what's next, my friend? And Harry, by the way, magnificent.
Yes.
This guy gave me a smile. He has made me happy.
Indeed. Next up was a little short story from Nate about a steakhouse called Quenda Steakhouse.
Yes, which I'm going to have to figure out where we're going to put that now, Nate. If you're watching, we have to put that somewhere. So I have to In fact, remind me, cameraman, I got to reach out to Nate anyway after the holidays as we go forward on this stuff. And
I literally have an email from you that says, remind me to talk to Nate. And I have it, it's still unread in my inbox because I'm like, I got to keep this in mind. So we still need to talk to Nate. We love you, Nate. And on top of that, because he worked on the Vendraxia, right?
Oh, absolutely. So Nate and Michael were worked on the Vendraxian wastes and the Vendraxian tundra, along with a couple of others, right? And so Nate was very instrumental, and actually Michael and Nate's characters are from the Vendraxian region, and they are Quendo riders, and they are actually featured in the East Vedestia tome. You actually have an image there with their characters as part of that, which is again still my plan, as you all know, is to continue to weave in all of these characters into artworks, into, of course, many will appear in the Darkenhaven and Gloomport box sets. So if you've done a portrait, it is very likely that as long as I've got this talent release form that everyone has to sign, and we have a little bit of backstory from you, and most people have done that, I think you're going to find that when you open up your Darkenhaven or Gloomport box set, you're going to find you in there as your character in Zyathé, which is just magnificent to me, cameraman.
I love it.
It's just wonderful. So
okay, I have some comments from the chat.
Yes, let's do it.
First off, it was not Alice in Wonderland. It was Through the Looking Glass.
Excuse me.
Which is also, it's Alice-esque.
Excuse me. You are
Yes.
absolutely correct.
That was from Jen. Okay, second off, this is a good point from Harry, and I like this idea. Maybe we should have some places and things that the GM can place where they want. And so, like, for instance, like this place that Nate made, maybe we just put it as like an idea, and then the GM can use it wherever.
I am very comfortable doing that, Harry. And indeed, the way we will do the Darkenhaven and Gloomport box sets is there will be quite a number of localities that are placed, all right? And these will be keyed to the map, there will be a numbered map and all of that kind of stuff as you've seen before. And what we are also hoping is that we will have lots of other places that will not be keyed nor numbered, and you, of course, will be able to take those places and do your worst or your best, as it were, right? And I don't know. I think about this. In fact, it's a question for the chat. So in the old days, right, when we would game with the cities, which is still the new days, because whenever my folks go to the cities, I do this. I really created, the city was a sandbox, right? It was a big old sandbox where you could pretty much go where you want to do what you wanted. I oftentimes use the illusion of choice, right? Which is, no matter where they go, they're going to end up where I want them to go, right? That is the idea, Harry, right? What you said about not necessarily placing places, but placing them when the characters get there, right? Those kinds of things. And I basically let my marvelous players run all over the city and do whatever they want, and have them encounter and experience all these different individuals and events and happenings as they're going on. And then, of course, that even feeds into the adventure, because oftentimes when I'm in a city, I really try not to keep them in necessarily one location. So something happens in location 1, they got to go to location 2, they got to seek out someone in location 3, they kind of run around a little bit, which allows all this side stuff to happen and allows them to get to know people in the neighborhoods and all of that kind of stuff. So is that still what people do with cities, or do you tend to just have folks run? I'd love to hear some answers to that and some thoughts, Cameraman, but you'll have to keep your eye on the chat in order to do this.
That's fine. I will say, like, one thing that I like as a GM is for like resources is like a box of cards where if you pull out a card, you get a location versus just a book.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, it just to me makes it a lot easier to. Sorry, I'm in the middle of doing the giveaway stuff.
If you're randomizing
it,
more,
yeah.
right?
If you're and it's just easy to have like a few cards in front of you instead of trying to dig through a book.
Right. So if it works out the way that I think it's going to work out, the city book, which has all of the keyed locations, okay, will have section by section. So if you're in area A, right around, let's say in the Gloomport, you're in the area called Gravenstown, because I'm most familiar with that because that's where Strong Arm McGillen's is, right? So in your book, we'll have the whole Gravenstown section, and then then we'll have sections of the map in the book as well, so that you'll be able to refer to that as you go through each one of those sections. So it really should be fairly easy to keep track of where you are in the city as your players are running around. I think this will work well. It has worked for me in the past, and I've asked quite a few people. So again, your thoughts are most welcome. I do like the idea of having some random places that people can throw out too. So
yeah, people
probably
like
gonna
this.
put that in there.
Yes. Also, I have our first winner.
Oh, the first winner, an autographed copy of Strangely Gooey Holiday.
Now, I actually do not know who this person is. So I think this is a first-time winner. Gothic Dork underscore Cage.
What a marvelous handle.
Underscore no underscore Sue. Yeah. Please tell me who you are.
So it's Gothic
Dork
underscore
Cage underscore no underscore SU.
Okay, so this is very important, Gothic Dork. Because we don't know who you are, because we have no clue about how to get you your winning of Strangely Gooey Holiday, you need to do something right now. Can you send an email? How about we do that, Camera Mandy?
Camera Mandy. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
She's going to put it in the chat. And all y'all can email Camera Mandy, too, with all kinds of strange things from this point forward.
No.
Yes.
I mean,
and
strange,
copy me. I
strange is fine. Strange is fine. Disturbing.
Yeah, nothing disturbing. Nothing weird.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a line.
That is not how you spelled it. I spelled Camera Mandy with an X. That is not correct. Do not send it to...
Camera Mandy, CAMERAMANDI. Is there a dot in there?
Yeah, Camera Mandy. No, just Camera Mandy at Gooey Cube.
At gooeycube.com.
Yeah.
So if you so Dork, now listen, a Gothic Dork, you need to do this now, because if you don't do this with your name and your address and all of that information, we can't send you your thing you just won, which is a wonderful gift. So make sure you do that.
Yes.
All right, Camera Mandy, what's next?
Okay, next up is I reopened the giveaway. What's the second giveaway that we're doing?
Oh, are we doing it already?
Yeah, we're gonna just keep going. It's already 10:27.
All right.
Okay.
So
I know we've been really bad. I've had this picture of the steak up on here for like 10 minutes. Okay.
The second giveaway is an autographed copy of the last remaining ones that we have of Dark Tide's Night.
Ooh.
Yes, remember, this was our freebie that we give away on the website, but we had never published it before, and we published it as a giveaway, but there's not many autographed copies out there. So an autographed copy of Dark Tide's Night. And stick around, because I think the last one you might be really interested in. We'll see what happens with that, okay?
Ooh, I'm curious.
Yes, magnificent. Ho, ho, ho.
I know.
Oh, sorry. Ho, ho, as they say. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can see. Adam put this up. Is this not magnificent?
Yeah, I love this idea. So what he put is that your dungeons don't always have to be dark and dank. Like, they could be colorful. And yeah, I love the idea of like kind of infusing. Well, if you think about it, some places are like kind of temple-ish.
Yes,
like
very much so, right?
Yeah. So this is an actual place. This is the crypt of San Magno in Italy. And, you know, I love the idea. Like, not every culture would put their dead in a place that was more dungeon-esque.
Yes.
They might do something
beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So
and it could still be creepy. It could be beautiful and creepy, right? Because
Agreed.
beautiful and creepy is very interesting. Yes.
Agreed.
What's next?
Okay, next up is this really cool image that you posted.
Yes.
The Oath of the Blood Syndicate.
Terranea Fisante. Yes. So Terranea is
Wait, is this a thread from Darkest Dream?
No.
The Blood Syndicate?
The Oath of Blood is the syndicate that controls most of the organized crime in the Gloomport. There are some upstarts. They also dance around in Darkenhaven as well. And Terranea is a most feared personage, as is her little entourage sitting around there. Yes, perhaps you will get to know them when we do the Gloomport in the future. But anyway, the Oath of Blood is a magnificent organization, totally fearful, totally scary, bloodthirsty, engaged in all kinds of nefarious activities, yes? And the opportunity for you to bring them as nemesis to your players when they come to the Gloomport. The other interesting thing, though, is that the Oath of Blood does not have full control. There are some upstart gangs and other groups, and some even say that these are backed by certain powerful personages who don't want the Oath of Blood to be too powerful. Yes, all the intrigue. We love this stuff, right, Cameraman D?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No,
anyway,
awesome.
the Queen of Rogues I give to you, and her entourage, who you will meet in the Gloomport, to be sure.
Ah, I'm
yes,
excited.
Indeed.
I'm excited.
Magnificent.
I wonder if the Hatters have any dealings.
Yeah, the Hatters have been wiped out by the Oath of Blood.
They have not. How dare you? How dare you?
It's a wipeout.
If there's any hatters out there that would like to join me and Marcus in the hatting group, that would be awesome.
Yes, you hatters. I haven't seen Marcus in a while. We got to check in with him.
I know.
Sure
What's up with
okay.
Marcus? What's up with Marcus? Okay, anyway. Next up from Jim was this epic steampunk little mini house.
Yeah,
and
really good.
Yeah. Anyway, I just really liked it. And he's like, Hanata's royalty. And I don't know that the Hanatas would necessarily have something like this.
Oh, yeah, they could.
Maybe some of the other troops would have one.
It would be pulled, right? It probably would be pulled. It probably wouldn't be automated because an automation like this, would require some very significant flowstone power cores. And those are very, very expensive. And the troops are not super wealthy, although they have their own secrets that might bring them more gold than many would think, yes? If you've played through the first 3 chapters, you might know some of this. More mystery, more intrigue. Magnificent! Let us continue, cameraman.
Okay, this was just a really sweet one that Kevin posted.
Kevin, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It says, a good book makes you want to live in the story. A great book gives you no choice. And I can say this as someone who's written a lot of fan fiction in my life. There is when you read something great and you were like, I cannot stop thinking about this thing afterwards. Like, I just can't get out of my mind. It's just such a powerful feeling. And so.
Indeed. It is magnificent. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I cannot tell you, cameraman D, how much we try to, as you know, to make these stories that we tell. I mean, I've had people write to me and say, I'm reading your adventure as, I don't have a group, but I'm reading your adventure as bedside material. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good, because I do that too. I have more than countable numbers of adventures that I have read and books that I have read that I've never played, that I just read because I enjoyed them, because the folks did a great job with making the tale. And that is always our goal. So, magnificent. What's next, cameraman?
Okay, just so you know, in the chat, a lot of people want to be part of the Hatters.
I know,
Gloomheart.
I
And so
know.
email me, cameramandy@gooeycube.com, and I'm going to start a list of people who want to be in the Hatters group, and that way we can have a nice little shout out.
Hey, what was the hashtag for the second giveaway? Or
It was
the
Winter's
same?
Dance.
Oh, it's still this. When
Hashtag
you close it, then you
I'm
do
just
it
gonna
open again.
keep doing Winter's Dance.
All
It's,
right. So yes. So
yeah.
it's open right now for the second giveaway, right? For the second Winter's Dance treat, if you will, Winter's Dance
Tides.
gift, which is signed copy of Dark Tides Night.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is worth absolutely nothing more than the value of it, but you never know.
Listen, here's the deal. Okay, hold on. I'll come back to Belinda for a second. Carrie's in the chat, and Carrie says, I wish I could enter these to win these. And I texted Carrie, I said, I will give her a Dark Tides Night because she has been putting in overtime.
Absolutely.
She has been putting in so much overtime. Here's a picture of Carrie and Alphinius editing Magica.
So this was the first press proof.
Yes.
This is what this was. So we got the first press proof. And Carrie and I and the team began to look it over and try to make sure. And Carrie actually caught a couple things, which we fixed. And now the covers are being printed and laminated, and the guts of the book. And of course, it's about 7,500 pages more than we promised originally. But we couldn't cut. It just was impossible. I mean, it's got 100 plus new spells, 140 plus new spells, magic items, hundreds. It's ridiculous. But it's a wonderful magic book. And if perchance we go forward with some of the things that we want to do, it will feed nicely into the second magic book, which will cover all of corruption magics, but also maybe bring an interesting sort of alternative magic system that you might love very dearly, that we've been sort of playing around with for a long time. Anyway, my friends, this is magnificent. And Carrie,
yeah,
truly,
Carrie, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of our editors under
and
this.
writers, yes.
And writers, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, thank you all so much. Okay, now back to Belinda, who has been watching all of our Goo Morning Zyathés. And I would be very curious to go back and watch some of our first ones, just see what the heck is going on in there. So, but I mean, we still haven't gotten it together.
I think I carried a few more pounds in that time.
No, we still are working it out. Like today has proven, we're still working on getting it together.
I think you can blame it all on Adam. He was in here screwing everything up.
Oh my goodness. Well, the fact that we haven't even been in here to fix it since then, it's been over a month. But anyway, Belinda, I'm so glad that you're watching. I hope you're enjoying them. They all are on YouTube. And I do cut out the tech mistakes, so you don't have to like sit through 5 minutes of us just talking.
Yeah, like what happened this morning when it was silent.
Yeah, exactly.
Away, right. But this is important too. So you don't know this, but Belinda and Anthony and Gelsinger and a number of others, we formed this little group. And this little group is people who are sort of making music for the world of Zyathé. And So what we're looking at doing is trying to figure this out on the site, how folks can just post up stuff that they would like folks to be able to have. They're not trying to make money on it. They just want to add to the tail, right? And so we're looking at how to do that. And of course, the community store is coming, right? We're getting very close on that, so that folks who we got to prove this and all this stuff, but folks who want to make, a dice bag with a Gooey Cube logo or something like that, and we'll take a little piece of that, but we're going to give most of the money to the crafters and the creators, all right? And so there's going to be that is also coming here, and now that we've got the new website sort of partially up. And again, don't forget, we got a wonderful sale going on right now. You can save a lot of money. It's a wonderful time, and that ends on Christmas Eve, I believe, the 24th is when that ends. But since you're watching, I'll tell you a secret. We might give you a little extra time on that. So if you want to wait on some Christmas cash or some Hanukkah cash or some Christmas cash or some Kwanzaa cash or whatever celebration you're throwing down this winter's time, yes, you'll have a little extra time to spend it if you want to spend it on the Gooey Cube website, which we would appreciate, right, Camera Mandy?
Absolutely. All right.
But Belinda, thank you. Belinda
Yes.
and Anthony and these folks, and Gelsinger and others are kind of coming together, and they're making some beautiful music. Belinda, did you hear the one that Belinda said? Oh, you did.
Oh yeah, no, I talked with her about it. It was very haunting.
Beautiful.
But no, I love this idea. I think a forum would probably be the best way to do it.
Because it also enables fan fiction, which is a thought process that I have as well.
The other thing I like about having a forum, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to keep it up. That's my one big thing, is that we want to be able to maintain whatever we put up.
Yes.
But I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, and a lot of people don't know how to use Discord. And so hopefully a forum would be a good medium.
Well, and the thing is, Discord, the problem that I have with Discord is it really makes it very hard to have non-real-time discussion, right? And so, you can do it, but it's not very effective. And I don't know why that is, but we are going to reinvigorate. I've mentioned this before. We're going to reinvigorate our Discord next year. And part of our subscription program, we're going to collapse some of the channels. We're going to put all the Gooey writer stuff and the contributor stuff all in the Gooey Discord, so that that's not all fragmented. I really don't mind if other people see what's going on with the Gooey writers and all of that stuff. In fact, I'd like that for other folks, because I think there's a lot of folks that don't even know.
Well, even like Thomas, just mentioned that we need a place where there's like examples of contributor submissions. Because I know when I wrote a contributor submission, I wrote one. It's called Petite Palaces. It is going to be, I believe, in the Gloomport. It's very cute. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, what do I do for this? Like, how long is it supposed to be? And we need like a nice example template of what people should do. Yeah.
Now, if you want, if you want to get any kind of a clue as to basically how they do, you certainly can look in West Verdestia or East Verdestia, because there's quite a number of contributors who put things in there. And of course, our current one is the Zion Dune, which we'll talk about when we get to our Zion Dune thing. We're getting long, cameraman.
Oh my gosh, we already are. I know. We're not going to probably be able to do the book club today.
Yes, we can. I'm going to do a little bit of the book club.
Well, we'll see. Okay.
What time is it right now?
It's 10:40, and we still
no
have
problem. We're rolling.
Okay, but listen, enter in #Winter's Dance if you haven't, because I'm drawing in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to be drawing.
All right, we're going to zip through these. We're going to zip through these. This is another post by Belinda.
Dude, this was amazing. This,
Epic
I mean,
monster.
again, I can't tell you, as long as you credit the artist and we're sure it's the correct artist and not just pulled off something.
This is by Brian Vellaco. I'm sorry, I should put the name in there. It's hard for me to read. But yeah, the credit's at the bottom there, and absolutely amazing monster.
Well, and to me, this is that kind of the idea of what's going on with the corrupted magics, right?
Yeah.
Because basically it's creating chaos, right? It causes things, the natural order, to be totally subsumed and changed and adjusted, right? Warped. Just literally disappearing, right? All these kinds of things that are going on that in the world of Zyathé, which make it so wonderful and unique. So I just loved it, Belinda. Anyway, what's next, cameraman?
Okay, Christina.
Oh, got to do this.
These are ornaments.
Christina.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yes.
Anyway, they're gelatinous cube ornaments.
And Christina, I know you like to, sell these when you get a chance. Don't forget, every Monday, put them up. I bought one myself.
I have one that's rainbow colored.
Yes,
yeah, I love
magnificent. All right, what's next?
Okay, this is from Pam.
Yeah.
And this is I actually just bought like a mixology, because me and Adam are trying to do more like mixed drinks and stuff like that. I'm going to go pick up this one. But it was funny, last week we were talking about little gooey cubes that clear out your sickness. Like if you drank something and then they just went through your pipes. If there was a way to
if you got the worms,
Yeah.
right? You got the worms, the gooey cube goes down,
By
right?
the way-
And the unfortunate thing is sometimes it dissolves right through your intestine. That's a big problem. You got to call the cleric. Help me.
If anyone is watching this on YouTube after the fact and they're like, when did they discuss that? It was all in the chat. So sometimes you just got to watch and be in the chat with us live
Yes,
because it's so much fun.
The chat is fun, and you all make it so fun. I mean,
Yeah.
truly, you know, it's funny, cameraman, because originally I was worried that this would become very drudgerous on you and I. And I have found that being with you all on Saturday morning is really fun. And Ms. Goo says I come back in a really good mood. By the way, she's doing great. Thank you all for your marvelous well wishes. I read them all to her, every one of them, and she was smiling. And she said, "You have such dear friends," and she is doing great. It was nothing to worry about. It was just going in an anesthesia is always nerve-wracking, but there was nothing fearful to come out of it as long as it progressed well, and it progressed well.
And for anyone who isn't in the Facebook group, Ms. Goo had surgery. So
oh yes, Ms. Goo. Yes, Ms. Goo had surgery on
Context, yeah.
Wednesday. Yes, so she is doing much better.
She's
Thank
doing
you.
much better. Okay. Awesome. Next up is Rob has been posting some live videos.
Rob, these are magnificent.
And this one is going through a dice advent calendar. Anyway, super fun. Definitely check him out when he goes live.
And he's fun. Rob is entertaining and interesting, and you know
he probably has more hats than I do.
He has a ton of hats. Yes, a ton. All right, and of course, Rob is Zuxcromus in the world of Zyathé, a friend of Alphinius. We play Zis together, and there's a lot of tales that run around that. And you would actually meet Rob in a Strangely Gooey Holiday as Zuxcromus. And Rob was very instrumental and truly the lead author on that thing entirely, wrote a tremendous amount and put a lot of heart and soul and made that adventure really what it was. So it's magnificent.
Okay, we have one more social media post, and then I've just drawn a winner.
All right, a winner.
This is the last one for Chapter 5, just to
so
leave us off on what is to come.
So, yes, so next week I'll do it. I'll do a little preview. I'll do a little presentation, and I'll do a little preview. I'll be careful that it won't be too spoily for your players, if any of your players are watching. But this is... there is a door. So I do this, right? And I've done this to my players for years, right? Because the idea is if you find a door, you find some kind of a place, right, that you should be able to always get into it, right? Not in my games, my friends. Many times you have to leave, go find something, learn something, discover something, and then come back. And indeed, this will happen in the dungeon of Devstronen, which is beneath Harum Manor. Yes, this is the game. This is the adventure. This is the tale. What do you think, cameraman D?
Can I tell you a funny story?
Yes.
Okay, so last week on Goo Morning, you showed a portrait of the woman on the chapter of Chapter 1, Darkest Dream.
Yes.
The revised one. What's her name?
Verasis.
Verasis. Okay, I thought for some reason that was Sanvichu.
Oh, no.
No.
It was very, very more scary.
I went into AJ's office and I was like, you have to explain to me. Oh, well, this is like Chapter 4 spoilers. I should warn.
Yes, be careful now.
Okay,
Plug your
everyone,
ears
if you don't want
to get spoiled,
yeah,
that's part of the game. Is
if
not
you are
being spoiled.
if you are playing Chapter 4 or do not want a big Chapter 4 spoiler, mute me for like the next 5 seconds. Okay.
Fingers in your ears.
Okay, so you find out in Chapter 4. I hope I give enough of a spoiler warning that Valania is like pregnant with these demons by Sanvichu. And I was like thinking that Sanvichu was this woman demon. And I was like,
how does that work?
Yes. I was like, I just need to understand this.
There's no little squigglies? The round thing? The little squiggly to the round thing?
Yeah, and like AJ was so confused. I was like, because I'm like, this is a big plot twist, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, no, Verasis is Anataz.
Yes.
And a Cirrus of the First Order, yes. And
but,
a spell dancer.
Yes. So we got it all sorted out, and I now understand. Okay. Right. Jen says give a thumbs up when you can unmute. So give a thumbs up. Unmute. Okay. So.
All right.
Anyway, next up.
I am going to read of the skies of Zyathé.
Wait. We have the Zion Dune.
We're going to do that after.
Okay, sounds good.
The book club, because I've been putting off the book club, and I feel guilty for all the people who want to be a part of the book club, and I've been putting them off. So this is from the Encyclopedia Zyatheka, Volume 1, which is, of course, the Wy'rd world. Yes, and the Wy'rd...
Oh, wait. I have to give the winner first.
Oh, the winner. No, we can do it after. Let me read this and we'll do the winner. Then we'll do the last winner after the Zyathé.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So a lot of people have asked about the calendar and all of this kind of stuff, and we really wanted to create an interesting calendar for the world of Zyathé, but we wanted to at least be somewhat manageable. And James did some marvelous work with some folks on working on a calendar, but they've kind of gone dark on us, so we have to check with them again and see what if there's any interest in us continuing on with the calendar and seeing if we can put it out there. But there is some discussions here in-house about us possibly working on that on our own, so that folks can actually keep time in the world of Zyathé in the days that go by. I do that in my own game. I absolutely keep day after day by day. Now, that doesn't mean that perhaps the players take their characters and go off and do something for a couple of weeks, and we don't really have time during that period of time. We don't do things during that period of time. But generally, when they're in the midst of the adventure, I'm keeping day by day time. So anyway, the Cosmology and Counting of Days is the chapter, right, that begins on page 39. And last time I read sort of Zyathé and one of the 8 planets in the Sulion system, and explained that it had 2 moons and then a third, right? So there's Luneos, which is the large moon, and then there is Vixen, which is the small blue moon, and then there is this dark planetoid that literally, no matter where it is in the heavens, is almost always just a black circle. It blots out the stars, it does all of this, and this is named Corrupteun. So these are the things in the skies of Zyathé. There's also the oh yes, Corrupteun. Read that little caption on there, cameraman D. Yes. Read it with. I'm just not
like you.
Yes,
I'm just not like you,
Alphinius.
Okay. The fearful specter moon that is named Corrupteun, showing its purple ring as it hangs in the darkened heavens on the night of Zyauna. I don't know how to even do your words.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Zyauna.
This day of evil portents is associated with the corruption lord who is named Za the Twisted.
Za the Twisted. Yes, magnificent. All right, I'm going to read this now. Ready, cameraman?
Yes.
This is the Skies of Zyathé. Now, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but it is by Astrine Valanzul, who is a Soth, and a wonderful essay about this. This is in here on page 41 and 42. 'Tis been many annums that I have studied the skies that spread above all who live on this wonderful, strange, and sometimes quite dangerous world. As such, I do consider myself somewhat of an expert on the topic, and shall, as has been requested of me, attempt to provide a much too short treatise on the subject. For those wishing a more appropriately expanded discourse on the astronomical details of the skies of the Wy'rd world, please see my 37-volume encyclopedia entitled The Heavens Above Us. This may be found in most libraries, or if you wish, you may purchase an autographed set by writing to me, care of the College of Astronomy and Cosmology at Asdrunal University in the grand city of Kozumasun. The Sulion system is one of countless sun systems in the Eterniverse and is, as far as our limited sight can tell us, far on the edge of the burgeoning void space that provides the home for those same sun systems. The Sulion itself is a yellow-orange sun and is referred to as the Sul by the civilized societies on Zyathé. When counting time in the world of Zyathé, such is measured by the rotation of Zyathé around Sulion, which takes precisely 401 cycles of 24 hours each to complete a full annum. Now, this is the interesting thing. The original structure before the Woe of Ruin was this perfect structure, all right? And basically you had 4 8-day weeks, and then a singular day in the midst of each one of them, called a Sovereign Day, which is not counted on the calendar. So, this was the way it was for many millennia. But when the Woe of Ruin occurred, the Sul itself was slowed by precisely 5 days. these 5 days, 4 of them representing the lords of corruption, and the 5th day being the actual day upon which the woe of ruin occurred, which is called Dark Tide. This is the creation of the calendar. So we wanted a calendar when we were creating it that would still be somewhat familiar, which is why we did 8-day weeks, right? But we also wanted some interest. So that's why we added the Sovereign days. And then, of course, the Woe of Ruin created much interest by creating these 5 days of corruption. So because everyone is so fearful of the 4 lords, they actually they try to avoid these 5 days, right? And by doing that, they literally count them not in the calendar of the 4 lords. They want to give no acknowledgement of the 4 lords. They did add Darktide into the calendar, so there's only 1 month out of the year, which is Dezaun, which has an extra day, which is Darktide. And so this is the whole keeping of time and all of that kind of stuff. And there's, and we tried to make this hopefully interesting when people look at it, right? And when you look at the book itself, you can see here that there is an explanation of Suleon and Luneos, the 3 dancers that fly around the moon, that are these 3 comics, Vixen, Corrupteon, of course, Zaragost, which appeared in this year, the red star, and then the constellations and other planets. And these are all named in here, so to give the world texture. Because again, our goal with Zyathé is to really give us this beautiful, wonderful world that is very, very fantastically believable. And that was part of this. So as you move into page 44 and you look at the Suliana constant and the keeping of time, you'll get a whole lot of information about how all of the time works and what BW is before woe and SC, right, is what it is afterwards, right? So so you can look at this. I don't need to read all of this stuff. And then you'll read about the Solvent days. And then what we did was the months of the Annum, we put in the months here, each one of them, with happenings and activities that occur during those days. So if you're looking at Javu'un, which is January in our world, Javu'un is called the days of the deeping cold, and there, right in the middle of it, is the corruption day, Zauna. And so you can see these various interesting dates and all of this kind of stuff as you progress through it. So are there any questions or thoughts on the calendar, the keeping of time, the cosmology, any of those kinds of things? Because I know some people had some questions, but I may have answered them already.
So, I mean, most of the chat was dominated by the fact that you said woe of Wy'rd.
Woe of woman.
And so
woe of woman.
then there was a lot of marriage. Is what brings us.
Marriage is
Yeah.
what brings us together today.
Yeah. Let me double check if there was any specific
I might
questions.
have answered most of them.
Yeah.
Because it's not that complicated. It's a little goofy, right, for some people. Some people have said, it's a little complicated. And I don't think it's that complicated. But we did want to.
I can understand why people. So you have to understand from a perspective. Like some people, this will just like fit right in. Other people, it's like a lot of information.
Yes.
And so, but this is one of those things that you can choose as a GM to use or not use. Like I don't think it's gonna. How will it affect their campaign if they don't?
It really does not, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't even keep time, right? That kind of thing. And again, it's your table, right? There's no right or wrong in this stuff. That's why I don't like all this elitism of this is the better way to run games or that is the better way to run games. The truth of the matter is the best way to run games is games that make you happy as a game master and games that make your players happy. Yeah, and that is the best, right? That is the best. There's nothing better, right, Camera Mandy?
No, absolutely. So if the idea, I think it's great to have the information. It's part of the world building. If you ever get into that, if you're so immersed that you want to do that, it's available to you. Yes. But also, and I also think that it'd be fun to throw in some holidays every once in a while.
Oh, yes.
I mean, some of my most favorite memories from playing are just like celebratory times where we're just having fun together.
Yes, where you actually, I've had celebration days. And in fact, this is a wonderful thing. You happen to be in the city, right? When there's a celebration going on. And all kinds of interesting things can happen when a celebration is going on. Yes, Camera Mandy?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I think that this is I don't think that we need to go into every single thing that's in this chapter.
No, my plan is not to do that. I think this is This is fairly self-explanatory at this point. What
This
you're
is going to be the shortest book club video that we post.
Well, it covers, each one of the months, so you can go through that. You can understand each of the months. It's going to show you all of the special days and special days for different peoples and all of this kind of stuff. And you can look at this, right? And you can see kind of how all of this progresses through the year, and it really gives you wonderful backgrounds. And then you, at the end, when you get to page 55, you see the naming of the days of the week. And I'm going to go through those, and then we can do the Zion Dune.
I just want to point out one really quickly.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. So, like, for instance, here is special day. It is stocking day. And then it only applies really to a couple, it's the halfling and the softling races. And so that might be something, if you have a character that is one of those races, it'd be great to throw that in there as one of their national holidays. And I mean, even prep them ahead of time. Like, your players may not have access to all this stuff, so just send them a text.
Yes. Now, honestly, we did write these books. All of the books have been written with the players in mind. There are spoilers in there if you took them as written, but all of these books, the tomes, are really designed that players can also enjoy them as well. Even though they have tales in them, no question, when you're looking at East or West of Redestia. But again, as game masters, these are thought starters when you're looking at these books. They are things to add, and they can be presented as rumors. I used to give my players all kinds of reading materials because my players like to read. And so, in my world building, I wrote a lot of stuff. And so I took those things and gave them to them. So anyway, so when you look at the naming of the days of the week, you're going to see that there's 8 days. First day or works day is the common day of the first day of the week. Second day or forge day is the second day. Third day or loon's day is the third day of the week. Fourth day or jester's day. Fifth day, ever's day. Sixth day, myth's day. Seven's day is fest day. And then God's day or Sul day is the 8th. And we try to, again, make these a little bit memorable, right? So that's why we do first day, second day, right? So people don't have to trip, right? They don't have to remember all of these things. And over time, you can inculcate this knowledge to your players.
Okay, I have some comments.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the idea of a calendar that we could create for our website that has like this stuff in a different type of distilled way. I like Jen's suggestion of a National Flowstone Awareness Day. Like, what I love about this, in our world, it's like, like how like you have like Mom's Day and Dad's Day and Pirates Day and like all these like random days. Like, maybe this is a forum that we create where people just put up like
that's a great idea.
Yeah, random ideas for days across the
Jen, that's a great idea.
I know. It's one of our lights just went out.
And I want to show you this. It's okay. It's not that dark.
Yeah.
I want to show you this. Can you all see this? So this is a special place that you'll probably find out about in chapter 6. And you can see Luneos with the 3 dancers, the comets that fly around it. You can see Vixen, the blue moon. And then, of course, in the sky high above is Zaragost, the red star. So this gives you this marvelous look of that. Isn't that not magnificent? And what about some other questions, Cameraman, before we do the Zion?
I don't believe we have any questions. We just have a lot of comments. And so I think this is a good wrap up for this section of the book. And I look forward to starting geography.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the geography next time when we'll start going through the continents, which is magnificent.
Okay.
All right.
Now, we're butting up right up against 11. So I have my winner.
Okay.
I have to give my winner first.
All right, so let's just do this. We'll go ahead and do our stream next week for Christmas Eve. Any of you who want to join us, there'll probably be a couple more gifts given away. All right? Probably be a couple more gifts. Come hang out with us on Christmas Eve if you can. We'll do it from our houses, Cameraman, so it's easy, we're not having to travel out. I know that the little grandy dudes are going to be spending the night at my house, so maybe I'll have them put their
Everyone wants to know who the
show.
winner is. We've kept them in anticipation. I'm just going to go ahead and announce this.
Okay, tell me who the winner is.
It's Nerf Herder, aka Harry. So,
Harry,
congratulations.
Congratulations. Well deserved, my friend. Well deserved. So we will do some more gifts next Saturday. So come join us. And we might, there's a special one. The last one I'm going to give away is going to be kind of special next week.
What is it? I'm so curious.
I'm not telling.
Oh, okay.
But it is going to be pretty special. All right? So come join us. This is a thank you note. The thing is, Cameraman, for me, you and I both, we started to really love our Saturday mornings with you all. But this is a special group of people. A lot of you, in this group are friends. A lot of you have contributed to Zyathé. A lot of you are, love what we're doing. And for us, it is a pleasure to be able to thank you with little things here and there that hopefully you feel the love from all of us here. So in any case, we look forward to seeing those of you who can join us in the morning of Christmas Eve here a week from now. And happy Winter's Dance to you all. And I hope Hanukkah is going great. I think we're still in Hanukkah, yes. And for those of you who celebrate that, and I think Christmas is either tomorrow or I think it's tomorrow, but I can't remember. It might have been last Sunday. I can't remember when Christmas was.
Can I throw out something?
Yes, of course.
Okay, for next year. Just so you know, there's some TTRPG Secret Santa stuff that happens every year. If you are interested in being involved in something like that, send me or Alphinius a message and we'll connect you to some groups. I know that it's...
we're participating with David and David Travis's RPG Secret Santa. We do that every year. So.
This year I got to send something to an elementary school where they're having a little bunch of like kids playing D&D, so I sent them a bunch of dice and a new player's handbook and stuff like that. And anyway, like it's just a fun way. I got like a Critical Role hat and more dice and stuff like that. I mean, it's so much fun. It's just a fun way to be part of like a larger community. So if that's something that if you want connection within the community, we'd be happy to connect you.
And all y'all, we are doing the Zion Dune as our contribution. You can put up the first slide while I'm talking about this if you want to, cameraman.
Okay.
So we're doing the Zion Dune as a part of our Contributors Guild right now because we're really thinking that next year we're going to publish the Verdestian version of the Zion Dune, which is every continent has their own. And this time we're doing the Deeping Peoples, and I thought that was pretty fun to put that up. That looks pretty good, huh, cameraman? You know.
Yeah.
Yes,
did you make that?
Yes, I did indeed.
Look at you.
I didn't draw them.
I know, but you composed it all together.
I did. Yes, I did, and I thought it was quite magnificent. You know, Harry's going to say that little Fameable is a little tall, but I think it's in the range. 2.5, 3 foot tall at the high end of their spectrum, whereas gnomes are 3 to 3.5 or so to even as much as bigger ones being 4 foot tall, right? And then we got dwarves running in that 4 to 5 foot category, and then of course there's your dark elf right there as well. So and there's more, by the way. I think there's going to be 3 more races in the Zion Dune that will be revealed. We are very excited to talk about those in the future and develop them with your assistance, hopefully. All right. Cameraman, is that it for today?
Yes, it is.
Ha-ha, my friends.
Thank you all for joining us.
Truly, thank you all for a wonderful, wonderful time. Join us next weekend if you can. Put on your pajamas and grab a cup of cider, a cup of coffee or something like that, and let's hang out on Christmas Eve in the morning if you can. And if you got family around, of course, we understand not to, but we'll have a good little time and we'll give away a few more gifts to all of you all as a thank you. Cameraman, you got anything else you want to throw down?
I just appreciate you all so much.
Indeed. My friends, may all your adventures and may your winter's dance be sticky.
But not too sticky. Not too sticky.
Well, a little sticky is good. I was thinking about Harry's guys with the double candy cane.
I
if you
know.
get sweaty palms, it could be a problem, right? Anyway, friends, much love.